Good morning. I'm defense, by the way. I wanted to talk about a few things this morning. I wanted to take the opportunity and speak to y'all about the content on my page, which I promised that I was going to start having. So I'm taking this time out to just talk about the clothing line, which is Definitions. Definitions was something that I brought about to help bring about positive word usage in our communities, and something that I want to use as a tool to help me reach the youth and touch them more, and to just be a lot more hands-on, as a mentor. Because like I said in my post, teaching goes way beyond the classrooms. As men, we definitely need to make sure that we are accessible, because when I was growing up as a child, I didn't only have my grandfather, my father, my uncles. I had the older brothers in the neighborhood, that I can catch jewels from when I felt as if I wasn't getting certain or particular messages from the elders in my family. And I think that's very important to be accessible, man, even with our women. They need to see us. They need to know that we are active in these communities. And then on top of that, on top of the clothing line, I also wanted to discuss my music and the reason why I format it the way that I do. Like, I'm a real Chicagoan. I'm from here. I came from what would most consider the one of the worst areas in Chicago, right? So why continue to perpetuate a certain type of image when I know what it's about already? Like me, I'm the type of person I want to bring about a certain type of change in the music. I mean, because I can't change everything. I can't change shit on a large scale like that, because most people are programmed to believe and think certain types of ways. The only thing I can do is bring about change that I would want to see. So that's the reason why my music reflects something totally different. I give you an example. Super Cool. Super Cool just describes a personality of a person who's laid back. A person that really doesn't, you know, um, should I say, do a lot of the little boxing and big teething that you see most people do. Just a laid back person, but they can black out. They can tee up on you if pushed to that point, or if they feel or become aware of a threat. Simple. Scoreboard is a song of self mastery. A person that's faced with like obstacles beyond the physical, obstacles that you can't even see with the naked eye. Like, I can use myself um in this scenario, because when I lost my mother, the death of my mother was so painful. Nobody can see the pain, and I wear a mask most of the time. Most people call it the poker face. Some people say it's the Marine stare, but I always had this stone face. You can't really read the pain, but it's there, you know. And those are the type of obstacles that Scoreboard describes somebody going through, and they have to beat those challenges in order to become greater. Because if you allow the pain to overwhelm you, you sink on the ship instead of sail. And then, by me being from Chicago, I feel like I got to touch on it, man. A lot of people, I read the comments on YouTube, I read the comments on Facebook, Instagram, and people think we just living in an all-out war zone. I want to tell you something. That is the furthest thing from the truth. Because I'm not going to lie, like I said earlier, I live in Chicago now. I came from what's considered to be one of the most worst areas in Chicago. And during that era, like when I was a child, you couldn't literally walk through the neighborhood I grew up in. People would actually, they would scream you. They would ask you where you was from, where you was going, and I would pray that you knew somebody over there because something bad was definitely gonna happen to you. Now in this era, it's nothing like that, man. It's nothing like that, man. A friend of mine posted statistics of what takes place in Chicago. We have 77 neighborhoods in Chicago, and out of those 77, only seven of those neighborhoods is where the majority of the gunshot victims come from. Seven. And of course they're on the south and the west sides. That's it, only seven. But at the end of the day, it's nothing like it used to be though. Like people was really like retaliating, and they was really protecting these particular drug territories. Now, I mean, what adds fuel to the fire is definitely social media. I could definitely blame some of it on social media, not all of it, because these been ongoing problems. But social media is this era's way of taunting rivals. If you saying I'm smoking on this particular pack, which they call them op packs, that's not even giving the dead the opportunity to rest. So if you this person's family member or you close to this person, of course you're gonna want to retaliate because this person is still taunting the dead through saying, yeah, I'm smoking this op pack. So it's social media. Like people get on there and brag about they smoke this person's family member, which I don't believe in. I think that's the foulest shit you can do. And on top of that, you know, it's just the lack of respect for the innocent. Like say for instance, right, like in our era where you will have somebody who is of interest, let's say that, of interest. They might be with their mother. It won't happen out of respect. Like that's that person's mother. The mother has absolutely nothing to do with it. Nowadays, you know, with emotions running so high and the lack of male guidance, fueled by emotion, oh man, that's dude or his sister and the baby with him, and it's whatever, do it. You know, it's a hit to them. You know, it's like we got to get you right now. Ain't no missed opportunity, so to speak. You know, and I know a lot of people be like, man, you know, is this something that they could do there, and who gonna step in and stop what? And it's just so difficult to deal with because if you from here, you will understand. And like I said, I mean, it's 10 times better than what it used to be. But there's work that needs to be done. But a lot of powerful men who are at work, who has done the work, who is doing the work now, they have to do it from certain angles. It's not like when I was growing up because discipline was instilled and you knew if certain things took place, then certain things also happen. Now, you know, especially considering that Chicago has a unique gang culture and structure, law enforcement has particular guidelines and connotations. So with that being said, if you even seen in a large gathering or group of people and it looks like you're giving instruction, you can be placed under strict penalties by law. That's a fact. Like you can't even, especially if you already have a criminal record, you know, you can't even be seen doing certain things with certain people, large gatherings at all. You know, because then they, like I said, they place you under these guidelines, and it's something else, man. You know, I can't really get into all the fine details, but there are reasons why, you know, certain things continue to spiral out of control. Now, you do have great men doing great things in the city, and that's the reason why it's not total chaos all over the city. It's pretty much concentrated in certain areas. Certain areas is really, it's worse than others. But to me, in my opinion, the entire city gotten better. But there are certain pockets in the city where it's just like, it is worse than others. But it's not what y'all think it is, man. Chicago was definitely a beautiful place, and most of our alpha males are on this street where we always been. It just takes wolves to lead wolves to go out there, reach their hand out to them, and help guide them. So, with all that being said, that's why I feel as if, what I'm doing with my clothing line to help reach the youth, bring about positive word usage, and my music, my music is reflecting upon what it is that I want to bring. It's not our current state and condition. I'm not rapping about what's taking place now because I know what's taking place now. I've been here my entire life. I know what's going on. And to an extent, I'm using my imagination in some of these tracks. And some of the things that you will hear in the future is pretty much my imagination. What I would like to see, because, hell, who the fuck want to be at a venue? Or hell, take rap out of it. Who the hell want to be at a baby shower or a birthday party and bullets is pouring through your living room? That's a fact. Like, I've been in situations where, people just really getting together, having a gathering, and it might be only one person of interest, one. And next thing you know, bullets is literally just pouring into a crowd of people. I've lost family members recently. When I say recently, in the last couple of years, due to things of that nature happening, and them just being pretty much innocent bystanders of motherfuckers just pouring bullets into a crowd. I'm not exempt, but at the end of the day, it's like, to be aware is to be alive. Know your circle, know who you around, and you always gotta be on guard. It's Chicago, but I'm more militant minded. Everywhere I go, even if it's a peaceful surrounding, I'm watching what's going on around me at all times. But that's another story for another day. But like I said, the music and my clothing line is deeply rooted into what it is that I'm trying to do and advance. The real men need support of the people, and a lot of things have to be done by force, but I feel as if my place is a teacher outside of the classroom. I'm definitely a teacher and a wise pupil, and I'm going to try to do what I can from the gifts that the Most High has given me. But I want y'all to enjoy y'all day. Peace and blessings. Feel free to comment, share the material, share the dialogue that I'm sharing with you, and enjoy the rest of y'all day. Salute.